of grounding and being out in nature, hearing the birds, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And um, I like poems, and so there's a poem that comes to mind. It's "Be Like the Bird," and it's by Victor Hugo. Goes like this: Be like the bird who, halting in flight, on limb too slight, feels it give way beneath her, yet sings, knowing she hath wings. Let me do that again. Be like the bird who, halting in flight, on limb too slight, feels it give way beneath her, yet sings, knowing she hath wings. I like that poem because it gives me that feeling of what's called Shen, or what I believe it's that feeling of being between being and not being, of having wings. Even though there's things seem to be sinking and moving, we have wings that we can move beyond. So I very much like that, and I get that feeling of Shen. And I'm so fortunate I can look outside here in my window here in central Minnesota, and there's a pine tree, and I can see that pine tree, and sometimes birds land in that pine tree, and I have that feeling of song, a bird song, and so I just love that whole idea. It's just like get to be brand new all over again, making that trip from the head down to the heart, and when I'm in the heart, all is well. Um, I was out for a walk this morning with my little dog, Kiko. Kiko is Japanese, it means celebrate. And I feel like it was just a wonderful, wonderful little walk. It's just starting to rain here, and everything is very green. And I just happened to open up this little book that I like very much. It's called Braided Creek. It's a conversation in poetry by Jim Harrison, the late Jim Harrison, and Ted Kooser. And this poem just jumped out at me. Um, and I like this book because we don't know which one wrote which poem. They just had a conversation in poetry. And it's here's the little poem. Each time I go outside, the world is different. This has happened all my life. It's just a few words, but that's the way it is. I feel so brand new when I get to do this work. And I've been practicing with Master Lin for 25 years now, and it still seems brand new. And I just feel like a little kid that I get to start all over again. And every day I tell myself, this is the best day of my life, and then go out and prove it. And it every day then is the best day of my life. So um, well, we're just coming off the 3-day blessing with Master Chuni Lin. It was with the Tibetan monks, and those 3 days of just being in that energy is just so remarkable. And it's you can still join that and get the recordings, but it's just there's so many wonderful opportunities that we get to experience with the Spring Forest Qigong family. I'm going to just give you one little more quote that I like. I've had many masters, I believe, that I've been able to call on over the years. But my work with Master Lin, it just seems like it's opened up the world, and I'm able to bring in all of those masters that I've learned all my life and incorporate it into one single like foundation. But this quote is from Milton Erickson, and he used to say, "You can pretend anything and master it." So I love those words. You can pretend anything and master it. So I will begin the practice now. So I don't know if I mentioned that Roxy Wright will be your leader next week. She's also Canadian, but I'll mention that at the end also. And oh, one other thing that I'm very excited about also, at the pre-conference of the 30-year reunion, Master Lin introduced us to his new book, Enlightenment Practice, and or Enlightenment Promise, excuse me. And he's been working on this for the last many years. He said about 10 years. But this is just such a wonderful resource. I'm just wonderful carrying this book around with me and reading it and feeling the energy of it. And I'm very excited that I'm going to get the chance to teach a level 3 class with Nancy Havera, who's a certified instructor, wonderful friend and teacher. And we're going to be teaching this class in July, three consecutive Wednesdays in July, starting July 9th, 16th, and 23rd. So if you're interested, it's the first time that we'll be teaching it since this book has been published, and it seems so brand new and so much fun. So if you'll join me in the practice, I'll move back over here. And I like to just go back to the basics. Just stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. Drop your shoulders, put a smile on your face, bend your knees slightly, and we begin to bounce. And as you bounce, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Up and just put a slight smile on your face. This preparation is such an important part of this whole process. This is part of the preparation. And after you get a rhythm going, just slowly let your hands float up and just let your wrists flap. And letting the wrist flap is, there's just so many channels that run through the wrists. So just get your arms up above the head. Let your wrist flap. And then when you're ready, just float the hands down. Rotate the spine a little bit. Just feel the fluid moving through the spine. And now we'll tap. Do some tapping. The first 2 points are directly below the center of the eyes. Now where your eyebrows begin. Up the top of the head. Up the base of the head. And now massage the C7, that bumpy protrusion at the base of the neck. Clap your hands 9 times. Inside of the left elbow 9 times. Side of the right elbow 9 times. Left armpit 9 times. Right armpit 9 times. I'll bend over slightly and tap the sacrum and the tailbone. Tuck your thumbs in and up the hip joints. Cup above the kneecaps 9 times. Backs of the knees 9 times. Sides of the left knee 9 times. Sides of the right knee 9 times. Now stand up straight. And breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just start seeing a dim little light at the lower dantian. And in that dim little light is another little sparkle of light. That's that divine connection. Just see that little sparkle of light there. And you tell the universe, tell every cell of your body the purpose of the meditation. For balancing, for healing. And then let that light move up to the middle dantian. It gets even brighter and more powerful there. You create this chi field all around. And in this chi field now, just bring in this light and just fill yourself up with light, being what? A beam of light. And just bring your right hand in front of your upper chest and your left hand in front of your lower dantian. And just see and feel a column of light. Just bring that light into a column of light. It runs from the bottom of the torso to the top of the head. When that light looks and feels just right, we begin the moving of the yin and the yang. The most basic of all of the Spring Forest Qigong exercises, but it's so powerful, so wonderful. And the emotion associated with this one is happiness. Happy, happy, happy. Say, I feel so happy. And this movement is particularly good, beneficial for the liver system. But when we make a change in any system, it helps all of the systems. And the chi knows where to go, where to flow. So the small little things make the big difference. Have your hands slightly cupped, fingers open, and feel this chi running up the back channel, down, right through the bottom, just right through the center of the body, opening the front and back channels of the body. And when we keep those two channels, the front and the back channels open, it brings us back to full health, balance, and just notice how it feels. Slow, gentle movement. And feel it. It's two things that Master Lin has emphasized over and over. You were born a healer, and feel it. So when you feel the chi flowing, and just whatever you notice, the chi flows, you just notice that it's happening. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you just know that it's happening. Sometimes there's a little trembling or a little movement with the fingers of the chi. Just notice. And each of these movements can be done just with as long as you prefer. And we end the movement with the hands facing the lower dantian. For males, left hand in, right hand out. Females, right hand in, left hand out. And take 3 slow, gentle, deep breaths. And as you're taking the slow, gentle, deep breaths, just bring the light to the lower dantian or to the middle dantian. And see that light so brilliant, so healing. And then we can begin the movement called the breathing of the universe. On the inhale, just let the hands float out to the sides. And on the exhale, the hands come together around a ball of energy about the size of a volleyball. Inhale in. Pause. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. This is called the breathing of the universe, and it's particularly good for the heart system. And the emotion associated with this movement is joy. Feel joy in every breath. Feel joy in every thought. Joy is happiness for no reason. So when we just experience joy, such a powerful emotion, and we get to choose. And what I like about Spring Forest Qigong is that we get to make a choice. When we choose the higher vibrations, happiness, joy, peace, contentment, gratitude, we stay in that place where the higher vibrations occur. We get to that feeling of being in that state of Shen. When we're vibrating at a higher level, the healing just happens all by itself. So it's the vibration that we create, and then the healing is actually a side effect. And each time we practice, we get to higher and higher vibrations, making new steps to connect with the divine, with the higher divinity that flows through each of us. Being so grounded, so balanced. So this movement is called joining, or the breathing of the universe. And it's both exercises, both in the legacy program, the first program that Master Lin introduced, and then also in the 5 elements theory. Let's do 3 more slow, gentle, deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now just hold that ball in front of you, and we'll do a couple minutes of the joining of the yin and the yang. So we just like have a ball about the size of a volleyball. We just begin rotating and rolling that ball. The right hand represents the yang male energy, and the left hand female energy yin. So we can just put we can see ourselves in this ball completely balanced and completely healed. The intention that we set at the beginning of the practice. We can heal any situation. It's such a wonderful practice. I like just doing this one every once in a while just to get myself into that place where everything is in sync. Everything is just flowing beautifully. That feeling of Shen, of being in between being and not being. And when we access that and we're in that place, that's when the magic occurs. And Master Lin, I like what he says. He says, when we're in that place, the chi flows 100,000 times faster than light. So it just takes a few seconds to be in that place. And that's the secret of this whole work, is to just get more and more experiences where we are able to get into that complete alignment with the divine, connected with Mother Earth. So our roots go deep, deep into Mother Earth, connected with the feminine, and connected with the masculine, with the brilliant sun shining right into us. And we're the conduit in between, the connection between heaven and earth. So this movement is called Connecting with Heaven and Earth. And it serves so many different purposes. You can help to you can put yourself into the ball, see yourself completely balanced and healed. If you want to send some healing light and love to your friends or someone who's in need, somebody that just comes into mind, you can see them in the ball, completely balanced and healed. There's some situation, that you feel that you want to have a better result, to make some improvement. Just see the desired result with faith that it's already occurred. So this is such a nice universal movement that you can use for so many different purposes. And just notice whatever you notice. I'm noticing right now more heat in my hands, a little bit of tingling, several of my index finger seems to be jumping a little bit. Take that as a good sign. Don't have to know what it means. Just notice it and know that the chi is flowing and that the healing and the balancing is occurring. And just feel how good that feels, how wonderful that feels. And with total faith, and the more we practice and the more times we can get into this state, it becomes more and more the natural way that we are, and we just carry that out into the world. And if there's some situation, it can be a small situation, a relationship that you want balanced, or it can be even something large, like for world peace. We can just even imagine, just visualize a better result. We can always make improvements. That's what I like about this practice of Spring Forest Qigong. We get to choose. We get to choose the life that we want. We continually work to create the ideal situation. Just love that little saying. You can pretend anything and master it. You just stay with it. All of the master keys are here. Then you can just bring that light, put it into the lower dantian, and see it. See the ball spinning there, spinning, 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 faster and faster, and getting brighter and brighter, and smaller, till it's the size of an energy pill, and then tuck it in deep in behind the navel. And then you can just rub your hands together nice and warm. Massage the face. Then you can just comb the scalp from front to back. Cup the scalp from front to back. Cup the base of the head. And then massage the ears. And I was a little bit nervous and excited and anxious when we began, so I don't know if I gave proper acclaim, but Sue Kreitz led us last week, and she had such a wonderful practice. And the middle link, this is my week. And next week, Spring Forest Qigong Every Day, your leader will be another Canadian, Roxy Wright. And she's a passionate, dedicated, joyful person, so uplifting, and you're going to be enjoying the practice with her. I have just recently read that happen to like Gilda Radner, and said that there was a little story about her, said that on her gravestone, on her tombstone, it says, "I had a great time." And that's what I like is you get to choose no matter what's happened before or what's happening, what you may be anxious about, right? You know, so many things we could be worrying about. But if we're just in the present moment, each time we can choose, and we can choose to make it better. And I feel grateful. I just feel so good when I'm grateful and can stay in my heart. And then you can't make any mistakes. It's only good, better, better. And no matter what is going on in the world, we can choose to have that inner light inside of us. So that tiny, tiny little spark of light, that sparkle of light, just keep it there inside and it's always there. And then when we choose, we can use the light to create a chi field of healing. And then we just bring that light back into the little part inside of us and it's always there for us. So I want to end by just saying thank you to Master Lin and all of the masters that have gone before us. And I want to also say thank you to all of the generations of people that have gone before, all of the people that have gone before us and have passed on all of this wonderful experience that we have to walk this earth together. And then I want to just thank you for joining me here today. And I'll just say I love you, I bless you, I appreciate you, and please forgive me for any wrongs that I've done. And I thank you and I love you. Till we meet again.